that's unfortunate. Budget kicked in. No martinis for you, my friend.
Oh.
Anyway, welcome back to Late Night with Dr. Paul. We are here with songwriter and soon-to-be rock and roll legend, Jon Mullane. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Glad to be here. Yeah, we'll fist bump here.
Beautiful.
There we go.
You were from Halifax,
Yeah.
in the greater scheme of things. Tell me about your music.
Well, my music is, a lot of people ask me how to describe it, and it's kind of really, the simple way to say it is it's pop-influenced rock with melodies.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank it?
11.
Awesome. And on that note, I assume all of your amps go to 11.
That's right, yeah.
Tremendous.
I've learned.
What's neat about you, from what I understand, is that I've heard of you. I've actually seen you perform before, but in the greater scheme of things, you're not sort of a big name here in Halifax. You've done some interesting gigs. From I think most recently Tennis Canada when the Davis Cup was here.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that accurate?
September. Yeah.
Yeah. But for the most part, you could go to LA. You're better known in Los Angeles than you are in a lot of pockets of Halifax. You played the Viper Room, played House of Blues. Where else did you play? What other cool spots out there?
I just recently played a club called the Mint, which is a pretty cool place there. It doesn't have the iconic stature those other ones do, but it's a well-known club there in Los Angeles, and it has quite a good following for industry type people in the music business. So I've played some good gigs outside of the area for sure. Yeah.
How is it you got a foothold in LA and sort of leapfrogged over your local audience?
Well, I think it wasn't something like an overnight thing. It was just the type of thing where I'd been based out of Halifax for quite some time, produced a lot of the music here, released it, but it was getting out to different places. In fact, I've had a record that came out in Europe in 2010, my last album, Shift, and I've had national radio airplay in Canada as well with some of my songs. So I've always been reaching out, and then about a year and a half ago, a song from my new album called My New American Girl was released to radio in the United States and got on the Billboard chart. So that kind of just catapulted me, I guess, towards thinking, I think I always knew it, but I knew this is the time to kind of just expand and go beyond the boundaries, the borders, and head over to the States. So it wasn't just Los Angeles, the West Coast. I've done some shows in New York and some different places, but I kind of just, when I did play shows there, and I just seemed to gravitate towards that naturally and connected with a lot of people there. So I've kind of almost been basing myself out of there and Halifax in the last year or so, and it just seems to be a natural fit for me.
Nice. Are you finding any sort of positive backlash? People here, realizing your success there and building more interest locally?
I think so. I think, there's a few things that have happened in the last, say, year that, maybe a couple of gigs popped up that wouldn't have popped up and been offered to me since then. And I don't know. I think it's that same situation where if you're from somewhere and then you have success elsewhere, and that, oh, well, he must be okay, it must be okay, so now we can kind of embrace it or look at it a little bit closer. So
I can get what you're suggesting here. I should be doing this show in LA.
That's right.
Then people here will finally start to watch.
That's right. And all over the world.
The bastards. But no, I saw you at a cool gig at Noble.
Yeah.
The really cool speakeasy bar that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you saw me in the crowd there, but that was a great little show.
I did see you in the crowd.
And what other gigs do you have coming up locally?
Well, I'm heading back to Los Angeles in a week and a half, and I'm up for a couple of awards in November down there. Mm-hmm. So I've been focused a little bit more in that area. So I'm probably not going to be doing anything locally in the new year, until the new year, but I am doing a show I did last year. It's a Christmas theme based show. I think you've heard of it before. Mm-hmm. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I'm Making Spirits Bright.
Yeah, that's the one.
I hear that's an absolutely fantastic evening.
I've Yes, it
And
is
it's
great.
it's sort of ironic because you no doubt are doing your self-penned Christmas song there, which for a pop-influenced rock and roll guy, you hit the Canadian charts, I believe, with your Christmas song.
I did. We're top 20, and it keeps getting more play every year, actually.
That's sort of the cool thing about Christmas is they keep having it.
It keeps coming back. Somehow, magically, it keeps coming back.
Yes.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
And some things that keep coming back are really, really bad. So, for example, I'm sure that, when you wrote your song that I know you won some awards with, New American Girl,
Yes.
the implication through that, of course, is there was an old American girl. Does she keep coming back?
She haunts me, but no.
Not in a bad way.
No.
John, when is Making Spirits Bright this year?
Well, Paul, it's December 3rd at the Westin, Nova Scotia.
Fantastic. I'll be there.
Please, I'm looking forward to it.
Cheers. What else should we talk about?
You're reading cue cards.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
I think I can just remember all of it.
Well, you've got a great memory, so from what I heard.
I can't recall. Your next album, do you have anything you're working on now, or you're still promoting your most recent?
I'm still really in the midst of the most recent because technically speaking, it's not fully been released. With the changes, as you know, with the music industry in the last few years, less people buying records, buying CDs, albums, whatever, and so many people releasing, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle. You put something out and then it's kind of done, So released the American Girl single, the new single Any Other Way, and the video, which has been getting a lot of traction. The album was released in Canada we call it a soft release. It wasn't released everywhere, so you couldn't actually buy the whole album on iTunes. So a staggered release. So the album Shine is coming out very soon, so it'll be available on iTunes for all the viewers if they want to download it.
Obviously, you're getting more and more attention, more of a spotlight. What's on the award horizon for you?
Yeah, it's great. Really grateful for that. It seems to be being recognized. I'm up for 2 Hollywood Music and Media Awards, November 4th, which I'll be going down for. That's the video again for Any Other Way and the song Any Other Way. And then I'm up for a couple of LA Music Awards on November 13th, and those are for the video again. And international artists. So like you said before, it's like maybe that sort of recognition outside the area, which is totally cool.
Nice. Well, I'll make sure that I'm at Making Spirits Bright this year to hear you do your Christmas tune.
I'd like to see you there.
Appreciate you taking the time to come today. And if you're ever willing to come back on the show, I'll make sure that there's something to go into your glass. At least water next time.
Well, I thought I'd have a chocolate milkshake or something like that.
Yes, you gotta wait till at least your third show.
You will make it? Will you make it? You have a mixer in here and you make it for me? I won't come back if you don't.
All right, that's fair. So thank you to Jon Mullane. Keep checking out his gigs, his music. You must have a website. People can listen, view, buy.
Yeah, I have a website. It's www.jonmullane.com.
So that's on the interweb.
Interweb.
Awesome.
And John is spelled Jon. You knew that.
I do, because I have cue cards that tell me these things. I want to thank this week's sponsor, Foot Locker of Beverly Hills, coincidentally. And next time, join us for Halifax Entrepreneur of the Year. And cheers.
There's nothing.